Hello guys, so XXOZ 1995. My first video went a little bit wrong, so I'm remaking it. So basically right now I'm fixing my Sanyo VCR player DVW 6100. And so when I bought it, as you guys know, I buy and resell on Goodwill. And so I left it sitting there for 2 days. Today when I was trying to like test it out, make sure it works, I made a dumb decision about putting this one on the bottom and this one on top. And so since when I took this one off, this one was kind of leaning over and fell. And so it kind of moved things around inside. And when I tested it, some stuff wasn't working. And so kind of going back to the main topic, DVD VCR combos. How do you fix them, Jose? And so the way I fix them typically, so let me go back. Typically DVD VCR combos sits on people's garages. They're just been sitting around, right? So since they've been sitting around, they collect dust. And so typically for DVD side, if you can get the disc in and it spins, the motor is working. If it does not spin, you're usually screwed because you have to fix the motor or the little battery powered thingy, which is pretty hard for me, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard for others to clean. But if you can at least get it spinning, you're on a good spot. Second thing you do, as I mentioned before, they typically sit around people's garages and just be sitting there collecting dust. You have to clean the laser. The reason being is if you're blind and you're trying to read a poster from 20 feet away, you won't read it, right? Because you're blind. Because there's some, you're blind. So for here, you have to clean the laser to be able to read the disc. So kind of a little similarity there. If you're blind, you can't read 20 feet away. If you're dirty in the eyeball, you can't read a disc. So that's typically what I do with the DVD side. If I clean the laser, if it spins, hooray for me. If it doesn't spin, I know I'm screwed and I can't really do nothing unless I replace the motor or I replace this whole thing with another one identical to it. And if the motor's working, I just clean the laser and typically it works. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes you gotta clean it multiple times, mess around with it, and usually it works. And so for right now, this one's still kind of sensitive. It spins, it doesn't work. It spins, it doesn't work. But right now, it was working. So going to the VCR side, typically, as I mentioned before, they sit around and collect dust, right? So the first thing I do when I open these up, I spin it. 1, 2, 3. Spin it the other way. 1, 2, 3. I get one of the Q-tips and clean the sides where it reads it to get a better clear picture. Clean this circle thing, which I forgot the name, and then clean this side to be able to display better quality picture. And usually it works. If it doesn't, that's the hard part, because then you have to kind of go down here and get in this case, the ones that's attached on the bottom. I forgot. But typically for these are hard because you have to literally get this thing apart, get some bolts out. Then you kind of have to take this apart. Sometimes this thing is connected on the bottom, so you kind of have to take away the metal, unplug some stuff from here. So DVD VCR combos are really hard to do, but typically the way I do it, I kind of cheat my way in. I kind of stretch it, such as like this, kind of like force my way in, lift it up, clean it, and then put it back in. And usually doesn't fuck it up, but it messes it, it bends stuff in. And so typically it works. After that, it should work. And I'll probably post a future video on that. So DVD VCR combo, typical common things. Clean the laser, it should work. If the motor doesn't work, you're basically screwed unless you can fix that. With the VCR, you just twist it a couple times, clean it. If it doesn't work, then you go down here and then you kind of basically clean the bottom where it kind of reads it. So same thing here, it collects dust, it's not able to read it, so then you kind of have to fix it. And as you can see, it wasn't working at first, now it works. So for the VCR side, let me show you guys. Click play. And it works. So yeah guys, produce it. So I guess I'll just make this video as the typical things to fix.